Rachel, I yelled, come see the movies, but you refused. You sat in the living room while the rest of us crowded around Dad's old projector, watching Kodachrome films of us in the 1950s and 60s flicker on a wall in the study. Later, I asked you why you stayed away. Because they make me feel exactly the way I did then, anxious and bewildered. You? Anxious and bewildered? I thought that was me, the middle child, never sure which way to go. There was Janet, 4 years older, socially awkward, academic, but determined. And you, 4 years younger, exuberant, impulsive, even reckless, and beloved. You were Mom's favorite, the golden girl, home from prep school for the holidays, showing up at their parties in sheer flowing dresses, wavy brown hair bouncing off your shoulders, brown eyes on fire. Later, when they weren't looking, you'd change clothes and slip out the back to ride around all night with Jerry and his friends, playing pool, getting high. I'd tag along, older sister in the back seat, smoke a little pot, wonder how you managed to make absolutely everybody fall in love with you. It couldn't have been easy being the fifth kid in 8 years. By 1958, Mom and Dad were tired of diapers, ready for new adventures. They were happy to let the housekeeper take you home for the weekend to her little house on the outskirts of town. She fed you pierogies, stuffed cabbage, dishes we never ate at home. And I often wondered if the time you spent with her family made it easier somehow for you to be in the world. You also had to deal with our older brother Howard, 6 years older than you, who teased you without mercy when you were a little girl, about being fat and hairy, which bothered you so much you used Dad's razor to shave off the golden down on your baby face. The summer you turned 12, you went on that wilderness survival program in Wyoming. You came back thin as a willow, knowing things you were too young to know. You told me you smoked hash one night in the middle of the forest. Looking up, you saw the trees, silent and forbidding. Beyond that, specks of stars, remote, inaccessible. You realize nature is indifferent, offering no consolation. That fall, you were the only child at home. I was calling Mom and Dad every Sunday from prep school, weeping, lonely, homesick. It was then you resolved never to burden them with your troubles. Recently, I found some snapshots of your wedding, circa 1984. You'd already been fired from your first job for drinking. You were lifting weights, hanging out with a rough crowd. You had the body of a Terminator, a haircut like Grace Jones, eyes glazed from ecstasy. Mom and Dad never knew the extent of the alcohol, the drugs. Not until you wrecked a car, your marriage, got arrested, almost died. How many years did it take to get sober? Mom says 18. I think it's more like 25. I often wonder how else it might have been, but you rarely indulge in analysis or blame. Those home movies you wouldn't watch, they don't offer any clues. Mom and Dad look so young and happy. They seem to be taking such good care of us. Here we are in the backyard in late autumn with Grandma and the aunts, the low golden light casting shadows across the bluish lawn. There we are at the Jersey Shore, a month before your first birthday. I'm standing near the lifeguard pole, squinting into the white sun, clinging to Dad's leg. You're in a blue and white ruffled bathing suit and diapers, crawling like a sand crab directly into the crashing sea.